Today I have an extremely small thrift haul for you, but one of my all-time favorite finds. And I'm going to be baking the most delicious fall apple cake. I love it. I make it almost every year. It has a cream cheese frosting. It's amazing, and it is so simple. Hi, welcome to The Peaceful Home. I'm Teresa, and today it's time to bake. I love this recipe. It is tried and true, and it's perfect for afternoon tea time, for dessert, for a potluck, or even your Thanksgiving table. Here is everything you will need: a mixing bowl and mixer, but of course you could use a spoon, sugar, a mixing bowl and spatula for the cream cheese frosting, butter, oil, measuring cups, measuring spoons, a peeler and a knife for the apples. Green apples, the Granny Smith ones, are great for this recipe, but I have done it with sweeter apples. You can pick. Eggs, salt, cinnamon, cream cheese, you need 1 block, spray for a 9x13 pan, baking powder, and baking soda. This video is part of my Thrifty Fall series, and I did a haul where I showed you this beautiful brown bowl, and it's one of my favorite things ever. And also this beautiful set of a pie server and a knife. I also wanted to show you a few of the things that I have thrifted over the years in my kitchen. So one is this casserole dish, and I use this so often. I use it for salads. I bake bread in it. I bake cakes in it. There's so much you can do with it. It's just slightly bigger than a 9x9 and very versatile, and I love the color. I also thrifted the egg dish, which is really nice because we do have chickens, and so a couple of these, sometimes they get filled up quickly, and then I'm filling up cartons. That works just as well, but I do love having this dish. I thrifted my butter dish, and today I had to get butter out of the fridge, so it didn't make any sense to put it inside of here just to dump it out again, but normally my butter goes in here. Most of my towels are thrifted. You may have seen this one recently, this beautiful soft green with the cut work on it, beautiful stitching. I also love this one, also with cut work. Really look for white ones all the time, but anything I can find. This was a simple hearth and hand cotton towel, and I love it. So you save money when you thrift towels. I just kind of keep an eye out all the time, and you don't always find them, but when I do, it's enough to kind of replenish my stash for the ones that get turned into rags. Now, I went thrifting this week in 3 different towns. Major thrifting, and I was looking for 2 specific things. One is a pot for a plant that I need in my office. Could not find anything. That's normally something I see all the time. I was also looking for a 9x13 in white. Or have you guys seen those little either baskets or they're like woven carry things? I don't know what you call them for the 9x13s. You can kind of set them inside, and then they're not hot to carry and they look pretty. I was looking for one of those, and I thought that would be so pretty to have a little basket to set it in for fall. I probably went to over 15 thrift stores and did not find any of those items. The one treasure I did find is this picnic basket, and I love that it has a strap. This means we can pack a picnic and go hiking on the property, go down to the river, and it's going to be really easy to carry. That is one of my favorite things about it. Wait till you see the inside. It's got this little latch, and it's a gingham with bees. I just fell in love instantly. I want to say, I'm pretty sure it was $7.99, and totally worth it. The inside is just beautiful. It's got little pouches on the side that you could tuck things into. Great size, great to have the handle, and I love this. My plan was to make the apple cake and then go on a picnic. Now I have 2 of these Snapware containers. I figured I could get some pieces of cake, put them in here, and this fits perfectly inside the basket. I also have a second one, and I was thinking about basically doing a charcuterie board, and then I can tuck this one in as well, throw in some drinks, napkins, and we'll be ready to go. What I'm going to do next is to start peeling and chopping apples for the recipe. You need 4 cups of chopped apple. I couldn't even fit all the apples in here, so I had to transfer to a larger bowl. And to the apples, we're going to add 2 cups of sugar. Now, sometimes I do a little less. I think I'm gonna do about a cup and maybe 3/4. You can vary that slightly, go down to a cup and a half even. You can experiment if you like things less sweet. But this is quite a bit of sugar, but it's all you need for the entire cake. Another awesome thrifted find, this beautiful spoon. All of my wooden spoons are thrifted. It's just so easy to find them. Just gonna stir this together and let it sit for a little bit and just let it pull out the juices in the apple. And so while this is sitting, I'll get everything else ready and preheat my oven to 350. The first thing I'm going to do is get all of the wet ingredients mixed together, starting with a cube of butter. Now you can do 1 cup of oil if you prefer. I'm doing 1/2 cup of butter and 1/2 cup of extra virgin olive oil and 2 eggs. Now my butter was nice and soft, but if your butter was slightly hard, make sure that you cream it first and slowly add in the oil. Otherwise, you're going to end up with hard chunks of butter that aren't going to mix. I'm also going to add a teaspoon of vanilla, and I usually don't measure. Now it's time to add the dry ingredients. I don't sift my flour, but I do kind of put a whisk in there and fluff it up so that it's not packed in too tightly. Two cups of flour. One teaspoon of soda, baking soda that is. And sometimes mine has terrible lumps in it, and you kind of have to squish all those so that you can get a nice even teaspoon. And 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. Dash of salt. And 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. And mix. Now add in the apples. It's gotten pretty goopy, nice and juicy. I like to mix it a little bit with the electric mixer and then come in with a stiffer spoon and just make sure you're folding it over and getting everything incorporated. At first the dough was rather thick, but now you can see all the moisture of the apples and the sugar has given it a proper cake batter consistency. Going to spray my pan. Smooth this out evenly. For 35 to 40 minutes, I always go less, so I'm gonna set the timer for 30 and check it at that point, and we'll see how much more time it needs. while the cake is cooking, I cleaned up, did my dishes. I just rinsed off the spatula and the apple bowl so that now I can make the cream cheese frosting. You need a box of powdered sugar. I always dump mine into a container. A box is approximately 3.5 cups. So I'm going to start with 1 and a full block of softened cream cheese. And this gets messy. I don't have my apron on. I don't know why. And wearing black when you're dealing with powdered sugar, that was not a good plan. Now I'm going to add another cup. And the 3rd cup. I think I could use just a tad more. Honestly, I've never made such a mess. So usually it isn't this bad. Probably have too small of a bowl. A larger bowl would definitely help. I'm going to add another teaspoon of vanilla. You also could add cinnamon. That would be really great. I'm gonna add a little bit of cinnamon in there. 13 minutes left before I check on the cake, so I'll tidy up again. One of the best things you can do is clean as you go. That way you have a cake that's all done and you don't have a giant mess in your kitchen. I ended up baking it almost another 10 minutes until the toothpick came out clean. Well, while I was waiting for the cake to cool, I started on dinner. We went down to the river and went swimming, thus the wardrobe change. Still in black though. And now I actually put this in the freezer after it cooled on the counter for a bit. Put it in the freezer just to speed up the cooling so I could frost it. I do keep this cake in the refrigerator because of the cream cheese icing, even though there's a ton of sugar in here, probably wouldn't matter. But you just pour this on and spread it around. You know I have to try it. See that? I'll bring it a little closer. It looks so moist and yummy. Uh-oh. Hi, guys. Hi, guys. Go upstairs and get dressed.
What's the verdict?
I'm on camera. That's okay, I'm just gonna take this bite really quick.
Sloppy Joe's in the background?
Yeah, because I already started cooking them.
Okay, sorry.
That's okay. Nope. It's so good. Honestly, it's like a cross between an apple pie and a cake because there's so many apples in there. That's what I love about this. I will put the recipe below in the description box. Give it a try, let me know what you think. Thank you so much for joining me today on The Peaceful Home. Happy fall.
Cheers.
What do you think?
Tastes like an apple cinnamon roll.
Nice.
9 out of 10.